What's up, you guys? My name is Noah Frias, and this is a sit down. This is a really special segment. I decided to kind of switch it up this time, and the reason why is because in my city, Providence, Rhode Island, we're having something called PVD Fest. It's a festival with a bunch of different artists and stuff like that. So I really want to come out here and talk to people about something that's currently going on in politics, and that's the primary. So if you didn't know, there are a bunch of people running for congressional seats, both Republican and Democrat. The primaries for a bunch of different states are going on as we speak. And in November, we're going to vote on a completely new Congress. So the question that a lot of people are asking is, if the polls are right and we do in fact get a Congress, the majority is Democrat, what is that going to do? Now you have a Congress that's Democrat and you have a president that's Republican. How are policies going to get passed? How are laws going to get passed? I was going to do an entire thing on it, but I said, you know what? I'd rather talk to people. I'd rather talk to the people in this community. I'd rather see what people are thinking, because at the end of the day, government's for the people. So I'm out here, man. I'm talking to people. I'm really excited, and I hope this is dope. Thank you again for watching. Let's do this. If you could just state your name for the camera.
Hey, what's up? My name is Sparka Summer from Providence, Rhode Island, PVD.
My name is Diego.
All right, Diego, if you could just tell us what you do and anything else you want to tell us about yourself.
So I'm a peer recovery specialist with Rhode Island Communities for Addiction Recovery Efforts.
All right, perfect.
My name is Nice, poet, hip-hop artist / entrepreneur, born and raised in Providence, Rhode Island, CEO of Melkavine Records.
I'm Courtney. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
All right, Sparka. So we're just walking around asking people about the upcoming primary, and the polls are saying that the Democrats might win. So it's looking like we're going to have a Democratic Congress and then a Republican president. So we're just asking people, what do you feel about that, and do you think that's going to change anything?
Well, honestly, between like how things bounce back and forth between Democrats and Republicans, I really don't see much of a difference. You know, it's just what people label themselves, like, hey, I'm labeled as this or I'm labeled as that. I really don't see much progress on either side. So regardless of the situation, I think it more or less depends on who the person is that wins. So that's how I just take an outlook on everything, because too many people say like, oh, this person's like that, so they're gonna function like that. There's some Republicans that work like Democrats and some Democrats that work like Republicans, you know, and then sometimes they even switch in the middle, so.
Well, so, you know, like the presidency, which tends to flip-flop every 8 years, when usually, and it's not the case now because all of the branches of government, not the judiciary, are controlled by the Republicans. So, like, it tends to flip. So the president goes one way, the House will flip. So when Obama was elected, then the House flips back. And that, in theory, so that sort of sounds bad because it leads to a lot of gridlock. That gridlock is only really recent. Like, that, the kind of hyper-partisanship that we see now only really started in probably the 90s or so, which is sort of unfortunate. But at the same time, the good thing is that both parties hold each other accountable. So yes, there may be gridlock, but it's better than one party actually just dominating everything for 8 years, and then 8 years later, just having a completely, and then undoing everything and back.
I feel like, even as far as myself goes, more research. I definitely think a lot of people should definitely gain more knowledge as to what representing either party means, and identifying what that means. And once you can identify what that means, kind of identify where you stand, and then we can put into perspective if that affects everyone as a whole, because I still feel as if a lot of people want to be represented by a party that doesn't fully represent them.
Yeah.
You know, so and personally, I don't know if any party's in favor of us or whoever is considered us or the whole. So
I'm hopeful that what the polls are saying is true, and that we do have Democratic Congress and Senate. Fingers crossed. I think there needs to be a balance, and particularly a stronger balance on the Democratic side, because President Trump is so unpredictable.
So another question is, in regards to the upcoming election, do you feel like it's going to better things? Do you feel like, because I know when you walk into a room, when you have a conversation with someone, it's a lot of tension, and there's a lot of disconnect, and there's a lot of disagreement, and it feels like nobody can speak up on things. Like Kanye just got crucified for agreeing with Trump.
Yes.
So do you feel like this upcoming election is going to fix that, or is it going to make things worse?
It's going to be a huge step towards in the direction of what we want, and I feel like that's more open discussion. I think right now the chaos is needed. I don't think anything will be fixed, you know what I'm saying? But I think a huge step in the direction of where we want to go. I think it'll allow opportunities for more young voices to be heard.
Well, I honestly think there's always been a division and there's always been a super amount of tension, but the thing is with social media now, more people, more individuals have a voice, and it's not just like, hey, here's a cluster of types of people and this is what they think. Now it's like you could voice your opinion, I could voice my opinion, and that's where things are changing. Like 60 years ago, like cops were sicking dogs on people. Like nothing has changed really yet, so.
Well, I have no idea. I mean, hopefully it gets better. I will say that for my part, for the work that I do in the recovery community, drug reform, criminal justice reform, sort of decriminalizing nonviolent crimes, possession, things like that, really, I think, is a bipartisan issue that governors, Republican and Democratic, have supported.
Well, I guess it depends on who you're talking to, because if I'm talking to somebody who's like me, it's easier to talk to them. If I'm talking to somebody who believes it is hard for me to talk to people who are so different than myself. When people are saying, I think immigration is bad, it is really hard for me to talk to somebody who believes that. So I hope it gets better. But I also hope people get educated.
Another question, a lot of polls show that about 80% of Americans don't believe Congress is doing anything. They don't trust Congress. Do you believe that that's the system? Do you believe that's us? Do you think anything can change that?
Well, so this is very interesting. So, and I think this is still true. So people overwhelmingly support their congressional representative.
Yeah.
Like the incumbent, the person who's running again, is overwhelmingly likely to get reelected. So people think that their congressperson is very effective. They just happen to think that no one else's is, but everyone thinks that theirs. So it's like this weird kind of paradox there.
Change is definite. Always working on opportunities, and change is definite. So I think to try to live in a world and to try to think that how we have everything is right and will always stay that way and will always be the same is kind of cynical and is kind of far-fetched. We new ideas, fresh ideas. I do think we should, but it's about our approach, how we go to change it. Of course, things can't be changed overnight, but I definitely do feel like it definitely should, because things have kind of swayed in one direction for a long time.
In regards to this whole concept of checking Trump, do you think that the Democrats are going to be able to check him? Do you think that they're going to be able to hold him accountable?
Some of them. I wish all of them could, but only some of them. They got to have some cojones. They've got to step up and be willing to say when things are wrong, and stand by the values.
I don't know if I can say. I mean, the only thing we know for sure is that things will keep on changing. And there are a lot of things that are unpredictable.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell us?
No, just go to rycares.org. Check us out. Yeah,
that's cool. All right, that's dope. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Anything you want to say?
Hey, man, everybody got to stay safe. And like I always say, what is life without progression? We're all here to progress. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, whatever you do, whether you sleep on the street, you work at McDonald's, whatever. Stay hustling, stay positive, and progress.
So the final question is, anything you want to say, anything you're feeling, anything you want to say right now in this moment, just say it.
Definitely vote locally, support your community, support the people that you know that are in place trying to make the difference. Don't just go for what you see on TV. There are things happening around you every second, every hour, every day. Do your part, play your part. Love everybody, treat everyone the same. If you love everyone, there won't be any problems.
All right, that's perfect. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yo, shout yourself out.
Y'all follow my YouTube channel, The Real Glow on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go follow Instagram, link in the description. My ad name will be in the description. Y'all go check that out. YouTube, The Real Glow. Instagram, at Johansell, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here working as the best cameraman in the sun.
Nah, bro. How you feeling right now?
Tired, bro.